you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. 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 You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. Casting on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. Expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare, 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the City League, the only esports league designed around community LAN centres throughout Europe. My name's TJ, joined by Brick, and it is the first week of our 4th season of Counter-Strike here at City League, and I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, it's going to be another night full of exciting CS here in the City League. I'm just standing in as a caster, but we're just still going to have a lot of fun here. So
I couldn't ask for a better stand-in than you, especially given, like you said, we do have a very exciting few games ahead of us. There'll be 4 games today in the first week of our 3-week group stage. We'll start off with the Mostar Hornets facing off against Engage Aberdeen, move through to Swordfish Banjaluka facing off against Reload Prague, the Inventor Forces against Antwerp Lions, and United Blythstock versus Swordfish Banja Luka's second team.
Yeah, I mean, Deventer forces are close to me. I was born like 10 kilometers away from Deventer, so
Okay, hold up.
so I'm a local. I'm slightly biased. Like that
All
flag
right,
is from the
so
city next to
that's fine,
Deventer.
because it is City League. We're supposed to be biased, I assume. But could you coach me how not to stumble on that city now?
You said it's Deventer.
Deventer.
Deventer. Yeah.
Deventer.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's like a 6 out of 10.
All right, I will take a 6 out of 10. That's a higher grade than I ever got in school. We are going to get into our first game right now, between, of course, the Mostar Hornets and Engage Aberdeen. These two teams are mostly in the lobby, so we should be able to get into it in a moment. But for now, it's just, what? I can do math. 6 people in this lobby. Which, fun fact, is not enough to do Counter-Strike with.
I mean, you can play 33 if you want, if you're really creative. Just reinvent this game. Also, we're playing Inferno, I think, unless there's still... Is this the map they're gonna play, or is there still a veto or something, or a knife, or...
You know, I don't know whether we're doing the map veto in or out of game. I can tell you the exact map veto process, but I don't know if it's happened or not. So that's not
okay.
very
Interesting. Yeah, I'm asking difficult questions here. I mean, we're in Inferno now, which is an interesting map, of course, and we don't know if this is gonna be the real map, but we'll see.
I'd like to, just in the interest of justice, ask you to plug your Twitter, because my Twitter is right here.
Oh,
yours is not.
I'm being scammed here. My Twitter is @theBigBrick_. So it's just my name, but somebody stole it from me. So I had, yes, which saddens me deeply. But yeah, now it's with an underscore. So go follow me. I usually do Dutch CS casts, so our audiences might not entirely overlap. But I mean, if you're interested, you can also follow me. And yeah,
confident multiple Dutch people are watching this stream, mostly because we're based throughout Europe. So I guarantee you we have at least one city that is interested in Dutch Counter-Strike casting.
At least one person that is interested.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I cast for the Fuse Kids. And the Fuse Kids is like the biggest Dutch esports organization. So that's how I got into this. And now I'm doing some English casting. And also fun, I guess.
I did Twitter stalk you a bit. Oh.
Okay, so I think I worked this out. I've been adjusting my microphone kind of subtly on the side. If you're like, wow, why does he keep looking to the right? What I had been doing was fiddling with the levels, the gain, the compression on my actual microphone. And what I discovered was that actually I had been fiddling with the gain, the compression, the microphone on the microphone that was plugged in, and it was all great. But it wasn't the microphone that was sending audio to my computer.
Nice.
And instead, I was turning this headset on my table all the way up so that you guys could hear me, which is great. I love this headset. It's very nice. It doesn't work very well as a desk mic. It's much better when you're wearing it around your head. Someone leave that review on their eBay page.
Yeah, my ears are slightly bleeding now because I like pumped up your volume in Discord, and then suddenly I heard a very loud TJ. But
I'm really
survived
sorry.
it.
I fixed it. Look.
The audio quality is a lot better now, so I think the viewers will be happy with this. And
nice. I sound like I'm receiving audio from technology, my headset and not from my desk.
Technology wizard.
I actually have multiple credits in live sound production, so it's really embarrassing.
Let's not talk about this then.
One's on me.
Move on.
We are one player short from getting into game, if you're curious. We are just stalling out while we wait for them. I'd like to kind of talk. You mentioned a ton about how you'd gotten into casting for City League, I'd like to just mention that I started casting maybe 5 years ago, more now, in Counter-Strike when I was like 13. And I'm sure it was garbage and whatever you do, don't find those VODs. And then for
You know what to do, people.
and then for the last year or so, I've been casting more successfully on bigger projects than I'd ever dreamed of, but not on Counter-Strike.
Oh, you're not
And
a
so
Counter-Strike
this
caster.
is exciting for me. I'm getting to return to where it started.
I only do Counter-Strike really because all the other games I'm good enough at. They're not played competitively. I mean, I play Team Fortress 2, which basically is a dead game, and Civilization 5, which is not competitively viable. So yeah, I only do CS:GO, and I just started some time ago doing the Dutch, and now I do a lot of major Dutch events in the Benelux, but nothing in English. So I might be new to you guys, but
so you're branching out, but only in language, and I'm kind of shifting, but in game.
Yeah, you're diversifying your what you can do.
So between the two of us, we actually have one very experienced English language Counter-Strike caster.
Yes, definitely.
We just need to combine the forces. I like it.
That's how that works, right? You can just 1 + 1 is 2, and then you become the creator of the all parts. Yeah.
I've watched multiple seasons of Transformers, the animated show, and I can confirm that is how it works. We're still 1 player short on... Hold up, let's call them out. The Hornets side. Oh, 5 players, 10 players in the lobby. We're good to go.
We can go, guys. Are you guys ready? Because the train is departing, and it is the train of CS. Do you have any knowledge of how these teams are doing in the league or something? Or
because it's the first game.
It's the first game.
Season. Right. So I can't tell you how they've been doing this season. We can reference their previous performance. I can also tell you how the various clubs have been doing in the League of Legends League.
Oh yeah, that's obviously relevant.
Well,
almost the same game.
I'm working with what I've got, all right? We're 2 weeks into the League of Legends League, and Engage Aberdeen has played really hard, but also lost both their games. So they're trying to not do that here in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, they're trying to save their face in a different game. Good strat, I guess.
Well, the Counter-Strike came first. League of Legends was just added this season, so maybe they had to go to
higher
their
expectations
team
here. Yeah. Well, let's hope it for them, or no, we're hoping for both teams because we're fair and we're balanced here.
Yes, fair, balanced, ladies and gentlemen. We are into game. We have completed the ready up process. Everyone connected to the lobby, and it's the Mostar Hornets facing off against Engage Aberdeen in the 9th round. I'm gonna make you make a prediction, Brick. Who's gonna win? Make a prediction.
I have never heard of any of these players before, but
give me a prediction.
The Hornets sounds very dangerous, so I guess Hornets is gonna win.
Make a prediction and tell me why.
Because the Hornets sound dangerous. Also, this 9th round matters, so I'm gonna see who wins the 9th round.
It is Inferno, so it does matter who wins the 9th round, and it will be the Mostar Hornets coming out on top. That gives them side choice. Like you said, that matters a lot more on Inferno than various other maps. Mostar Hornets will choose CT.
Yeah, it's still a CT-sided map, not as bad as it used to be in many previous iterations of the map, but still, it has many tight choke points, and if you use your utility well, if you have a good economy, you can basically just hold these off until the T's have very little time left, which makes it a very easy map. No, not easy, it makes it a relatively comfortable map for CTs. And Engage Aberdeen has to find a way to get through this block that can form when CTs have a lot of utility. And we'll see how they do that, because we're starting with a pistol. We see that Senzon has what, an 8 and a flash, and the rest of the server.
They left him up in the spot. Nice work, Engage Aberdeen. Great start. We do see a little bit of action in mid as well, as Sephiro's knocked down to just 19 HP on a long peak.
It's a risky business to peek mid with a Glock. I mean, it shows confidence, but those USPSs have a lot more range and a lot more accurate.
They do manage to gain control of it, though, on those long sightlines and begin to push their way up as the USPs shift back. They didn't go for the kills there. Mostar playing very defensive and safe on this pistol.
Yeah, they're taking apps control now. That mostly seems it. There's one player in Banana who's holding off the push there, who's like showing some presence there, and he's basically keeping 1 or 2 people at the B bomb site, and then the rest of the push is probably going to go towards A. We'll see 2 players in mid. We'll see a challenge here in Banana, and Deox nearly survives that, but runs away, and now it's push on A. 2 players already dinked. And Noxer on side is spinning around. He is barely surviving, but he is surviving, and he's also getting kills, and he's even getting more kills. 3 kills on side for Noxer, and the last T player will also be killed in the end. And the A push doesn't work out at all for Engage Aberdeen.
Yeah, they didn't gain any control before they broke out onto the site. You could see them very steadily pushing forward, very steadily gaining ground. And they didn't actually get any kills to ensure they had that ground. So they just ended up at close range, point-blank range, playing into 3-4 defending players.
It's also interesting, they took apps control, but I don't think they did anything with it. They just walked out mid. So why would I guess taking absolute control is nice, but you might as well use it. Just flood balcony or something. Provide some more angles to the side player. Yeah. This round is not very interesting, of course. Engage is playing the meta. They only have Glocks. They didn't buy anything, I think. And then
go! Oh, he didn't spot the second one. There was another player in the underpass, and he didn't spot him. But otherwise, it is a clean anti-eco. Engage Aberdeen, unable to do much. So, off of that first round, we've already highlighted a few things that we want them to improve. That was when they were pushing through the apps, they didn't do anything with it. Their A site looked very, to use a North American Counter-Strike term, dry. They ran out, they ran into the site, and they hoped that they hit headshots. You have utility that they didn't buy in that opening pistol round, but now you do. On this next buy round, you have the opportunity to leverage your control much more, do something more creative, right?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be especially interesting to see how they are going to approach Banana, because I think one of the most important areas on this map, if you don't have Banana control, the CTs can gain a lot of information. Stabbing your teammate also doesn't help. Pro tip.
Nice.
And
good work, Engage.
And Hornet seems to approach it quite passively, and Engage seems to do the same thing, so Banana is a bit no man's land for now, and we'll see how that progresses as the round continues.
Yeah, they're moving very slowly on the Engage side now, not really kicking things off with a bang as they begin to gain slow control of the T area outside apartments. Now shift their way in towards that A-take positioning, it looks like, with some smokes being thrown out. Nice. Dirk will find a kill inside the apartments as the smoke goes wide. Oh, and there's 2. Dirk just playing the stairs. Even the molly can't scare him back. Now you've lost 2 players for literally not a single point of damage. Where do you go from here? It has to be. Dirk. A 1-1 trade. Nui will now push out onto the site. Is unable to spot anyone there, and there's a player just behind him underneath the ports. That'll be Kletis able to grab the kill onto Nui and leave it all in Safirno's hands. And again, it was really sloppy map control tanks. You saw that Molotov inside T-apps or inside apartments that didn't really push Dirk off the stairs. It just kind of singed him a bit. A failed smoke that should have cut him off also bounced back and landed inside alt mid. Just really weird utility usage. Now they're on an anti-eco, and I dare say it's not going well, as the cleanup inside the banana is swift. Good analysis. This is Dutch CS. Now it's all on. Now it's... Now it's all on the utility usage from the T side, and again, there will be a trade inside the apartments. Newey's able to grab the kill back in his favor, though, from a very defensive position. That's a positive sign for Engage Aberdeen. Now, if they can turn that trade into more over at the B side, they will succeed. There's two players still to hold there, Senzian and Deeks. The boost! No, he's up there. No, he's boosted. He's chilling up there. And he will fire the shot, taking out Razorrak. As Skora tries to get in, he's got his eye on default, and now the second player on the side will spring the trap. Decoas does get the frag. And it's just two players remaining on the push. Nui and Zafiro as the CTs push forward. Zafiro will ring out with an AWP for one, but it's only one. And he is the last player alive. Apparently, you're having some audio issues. Zafiro needs to try and find a way into this site. With 3 seconds left, he just should be trying not to die after time.
Did I fix it?
And I think he achieved that. I don't know. You're back.
I think I muted myself on the website.
Well done.
That does explain the lack of...
Shame, because that was some really... Like, I really liked that thing you said while you were muted that explained why Mostar were winning.
Yes.
I really liked your in-depth analysis that perfectly... Actually, I think if we'd heard it, it would have changed the way Counter-Strike was played for years to come.
What I don't like is this buy from Engage. I mean, why...
Oh, Rush? What? And they only denied!
They're gonna flood Bell apps or something with Mac 10s and UMPs, and it's... I don't think this is gonna work, but we'll see. At least it's daring. There's a trade and there's a kill, and now they're slowing down, and I think that might be a mistake on their part, but we'll see. I can't predict the future. And
they have pulled a rotate. One player left playing very aggro in Banana. That's going to be Durka, or sorry, Sezion, playing as far forward as he can. This AWP from Dirk will ring out though, and they have confirmation the players are still at the A site. That'll be now the leap out of the apartments to come.
yeah, they're all stuck in apartments. They have good weapons for the apartments. If they want to drop, they can have decent accuracy while moving, but they simply don't have the range, I think, and you can't spam them with a Mac 10. You should know that. I think it does no damage, and Plutus will kill Nui. All things are falling apart for Engage, as they... Again, they get stuck in the apps, and they just can't get out. They need to have a strat to get out there, because Hornets is not giving them the duels, and if they're taking duels, Hornets is also winning them. And yeah, they're simply not getting the kills and not getting into sight.
I liked what they started with though. They changed up the pace, they played very aggressive, they got a 1-1 trade at a weapon disadvantage. The problem is then they just did nothing with it. Like you said, they stalled out, and you called it a mistake at the time. I think that was accurate. They were unable to regain the momentum as the rotate just came through. Now they're poking into the banana, and there's Sezion with the range advantage.
Senzen is very low, but Nui has received even more damage. Both players are basically feathers in the wind, and Ting won't win that duel because he awkwardly jumps upon the barrels here, and then it's a messy duel here on top of Banana, but in the end it's the CTs that will take the advantage. As I say that, it's Resurrect with the spray through the smoke as he regains the stalemate here on Inferno, and then we'll see if Engage Aberdeen will crawl back to the A-bomb side or if they will continue their push.
Team Molly, nice. Durka now peeks round the corner. Having already received 1 kill this round, he looks for more with an AWP. The bomb is on its way over to the A site, as Cletus will be able to find out in a moment. Nui's there, planting. Can he hear from there? I don't think he can.
Yeah, he can that the bomb is planted, and the plant, he can't hear the plant, but it doesn't matter anymore, I think, because he spotted, the headshots almost hits, and it's a very long rotate for the second CT here. So it's going to be mostly on Cletus here in the library to at least get 1 kill, open up the site. Nui is very low, but he's hidden here in the cubby, which basically gives him some protection. Also, both CTs have kits, and they found the kill. It's a very tight situation here for Nui because he has to find 2 kills with minimal HP, and I don't think he's gonna do that. He's gonna get killed, the bomb is gonna get defused in time, and it's Mostar Hornets picking up their 7th in convention fashion because Engage had a pretty good chance of winning this round there, and they don't manage to do so.
With 7 rounds lost in a row, though, Engage Aberdeen now will have basically infinite money. Congratulations. They do buy a bison and then throw it away because they have that much free money. But they need to do something better with it because we keep seeing these attempted takes peter out. That last round was their closest yet with a good B-side take. Rather than fight the AWP, though, they went for a full rotate and then lost on defense.
I mean, their threat was pretty good. They knew that the rotate was really on B and that A was empty or at least lightly guarded, so they risked it, went to A, and they got the bomb down, but their after plan just they couldn't hold off the CTs, which can happen but shouldn't happen because they had all the cards in their hands in that round, but they just can't win the duels.
Smokes down to guard the B site here as 3 players and the bomb are pushing it. There is a 2-man fake perhaps over towards the A site currently ongoing.
Yeah, interesting. We'll see what the fakers on A will do if they will actually go in and get trades. Ting seems to be motivated to get kills tonight, and he will get an entry here. This gives Aberdeen the chance, but the kills will fly back in for the CTs as well. A 3v2 as 2 of the remaining defenders have to rotate from B. If Engage doesn't win this round, they're seriously throwing tonight.
Their best hope yet. Senzi and Deeks, the 2 B anchor players, are in on a rotate. One coming from library, the other working his way through mid. Razorback and Nui both have angles from the apartments, which means that should Sezian choose to go there, he's boned. Razor has vision. Sensen wants the 1-1, and the damage into Graveyard from Deeks is good. They win 1 duel, and Cyberno's got no HP. That's 2 kills back, a 1-man trade. Deeks needs to hold for the site, though, and time's running out. He does have a kit, he'll just stick the defuse. No. I don't think he's going to peek in time. Finally, Dewey leads out, and Engage Aberdeen get their first round.
They get their first round, but it comes down to a 1v1, and the last player also dies. And if you look at the money now from the T's, that is a good illustration of why that's a very terrible situation to be in. Because they're basically poorer than if they would have lost that round. And now they have to play with 2 scouts, 2 UMPs, and a Mac 10, which is basically a force, not even a buy round. And this...
I'm worried for their CT side as well at this point, because these side defenses have been sloppy. They keep giving the retake players these 1-1 these 1-1 fights. They don't need to give them. Just play defense, make sure you're always able to take a 2-on-1. But because they're playing isolated in these weird off angles, they keep losing duels.
Yeah, for example, the last round was playing on short, he was just sitting behind barrel and he couldn't win that duel and nobody was there to support him. And then you're just gonna lose positions. Jerk is gonna keep his position by killing Ting, and then it's already a 2-man disadvantage. And Engage Aberdeen doesn't even have banana control, and Cypher is also very low. So things are not looking very bright for our Scottish players.
Oh, the boost. High IQ plays. There's no way for Cypher to get out. He doesn't know it yet, but he's completely trapped. Oh, and I think Scorer is going to walk into the trap now. It's been sprung. The kill onto the AWPer is there. Scorer at range. He's down as well. And Engage Aberdeen are down to just one man.
Seems like my prediction from the beginning of the match is at least fairly accurate till now.
They do look scary.
It's Resurrect with the scout who managed to hit a nice headshot, but I think that's all he's gonna get. It's gonna be Deox that finishes him with the M4 8-1. And the scoreline might be recoverable, but the fashion these rounds are lost in doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence for the next half, but there's always room for improvement. You should never give up. And Engage Aberdeen should definitely listen to that advice, because they have minimal weaponry. They're trying to win the rounds they need against a lot better guns than they have.
I don't know, things been fire today. Just hit a sick 1D down mid. He tags Dirk up a bit and just keeps going for it. I approve. There will be a little bit of pressure inside the banana though in the meantime, and this is one thing I'm really liking from Mostar. Whenever there is pressure elsewhere on the map, they take advantage of it and push with it. Because they see that mid, they now want to contest aggressive in banana because they know nobody is there to stop them. Now they have an incredibly good position and they can spring a trap, a fold, a pincer movement on mid and start getting kills.
Engage is also too scared, or at least they don't have the means to clear this banana. They're gonna do it now, and they're gonna walk right into the trap. The bomb is dropped. 2 players out down on the floor, and Engage Aberdeen is falling apart. Yeah, their players are really separated. I don't really know what the A players were doing because they didn't even have the bomb with them, and banana control is not an option because it was not cleared yet. So I don't.
If I'm not mistaken, and I could be, the smoke that allowed Mostar to get all that control of banana was a T smoke.
I don't think so. It's usually a CT smoke that's thrown, unless Engage just really doesn't know how to play banana or doesn't want to play banana, which is interesting. Dirk is also very interesting with his AWP and gets a nice opening, which won't make Engage very happy.
Welcome back to the rifle round. I'm so happy you could buy. Now you can drop it all. Oh, but there's a response. The AWP from Cyverno rings down banana and Deeks is out.
The AWPer on... Oh, it's not the AWPer. It's the player with the FAMAS on B is relatively vulnerable now, but luckily Engage doesn't seem to be too keen to go fast. And that allows CT to rotate in. That's Dirk with the AWP, and he has looked on point tonight. Gets another kill, drops the bomb. And it's a score that goes for up in front with his AK, and it's going all wrong. As 2 Ts are left on different places on the map, and the bomb lays inside of Senson.
So here now, caught out, flanked up multiple times. What do? Go down, fighting, I guess. Senzian will get the kill. That's 10-1, Mostar in dominant control.
Yeah, Engage doesn't seem to get into these sites at all. When they do, they don't get any kills, and so they have like secured the site 2 times. And even then, they had very hard after plans because they were either tagged up or they were playing a 3v3. So they're just not getting any kills. If you look at the scoreboard, it's also miserable. And I'm feeling kind of bad for Engage.
Oh! Through the smoke! He saw the Deagle tracers and said, I'll fight that. Nicely done by Dirk.
Yeah, Dirk's on fire today. He's getting a lot of AWP kills. He's having a lot of impact. And yeah, Engage doesn't seem to be able to punish it. Their AWPer is getting some kills as well. But if you don't have money...
If you look at the B side or the banana, this is what happened before. They smoked very aggressively, and this let the CTs gain control. Because that smoke goes down near car, they then throw a second smoke and push forward.
Interesting.
The apps are a quick cleanup, a 1-1 trade as Nui is able to answer back. That's a small spot of light, but as I was highlighting, banana control has been cleaned up for Mostar. This means they know Engage must be an A, and that limits their options.
Yeah, Engage needs to challenge banana if they want to like have some kind of surprise factor. Nui here in the apps is gonna look for a kill. Cletus is there, but the gun barrel is spotted and the bomb is dropped, and it's only Skora left here in mid. He will get eliminated by Dirk. And then again, it's an uncoordinated attack. It's really easy to predict because they don't even challenge banana control.
Yeah. They've just been smoking up at car, and if you throw that smoke all the way up to car, like I guess it has value in that you can't get pushed, but it sure is a clear signal that your gun round isn't going B.
Yeah, you can throw a molly there. It's a lot better. It will stop the upper. It will deny control for a bit, and Dirk will also just get a kill again.
It's flashed. More pressure to come. A full SMG rush down mid. Finally finds a trade. Are they going to be? Ah, it's going to be an A turn. Oh, Noxter has the hold, though. A double org spray down. That means B is not a terrible option. The Molotov will cut up pressure. Nobody wields the orb well. He picked that up from Dirk. He's got one. The Molotov cooks him. 11 HP. He lives.
Yeah, these Molotovs are doing a lot of damage here. I think these players never learned not to play with fire, because we have had 2 Molotov deaths already. And Skora and Cyverino are stuck in this clutch, and when the highest HP player gets killed with the bomb, and there's 1 minute left for Cyverino to clutch it with his up, I don't think the second round is going to appear on the board anytime soon.
He's been landing his shots. It's not been a bad AWP day. Like you say, though, his HP kind of limits him. 2 players now flanking him, one from Graveyard, the other quite close behind him inside CT. Takes the range fight instead. Not a bad idea, but Senzi's trigger figure is a little bit faster. Mostar now have their 12th round.
Yeah, it's looking pretty dramatic, but Engage can buy again. Their loss bonus has built up to a point that they can basically buy some guns every round. The economy of the Hornets is, of course, exceptionally good. They have loads of money. And that means that Dirk always has his up, and now Engage is challenging Banana. I like to see this, because basically they never did it, but it's not going very well as they are scared and get stuck behind these wooden piles, and they're getting damaged by utility. Basically, I like the attempt, but I'm not sure it is going to work.
Did they have utility? There they go. There's the Molotov we were asking for. Finally able to push back the CTs, but Sensen is undeterred. He just sits behind sandbags. What kind of cold Nova is this? Skora knows he's there. He'll go down. He can't play like that. Finally, the 1-1 trade is out in response, but the B site is dead open. Noxer's the quickest rotate here from CT.
This is a good chance for Engage if they manage to get into this site, plant the bomb, and not take too many casualties. Cyverino is on the flanker. He needs to be fast. He's basically useless now. And Noxer here on site is cleaning up 2 kills for him and the bomb. And now Cyverino's position is looking a bit dumb. He's on the wrong side of the map. He has no time, and he's trying his best get-right impression, except the part where he actually clutches.
I mean, have you seen that IP recently?
Oh.
Well, actually...
Those are risky statements to make.
I'm sorry. Cyverino does find one, but Dirk has the range advantage with that AWP, and it's 13-1. Get right impression complete. He got a kill on the flag, but lost his team the round.
Okay, we're getting toxic here, no? Okay.
I can be toxic to Get Right because he has more money than me.
To be fair, I'm being toxic towards Engage, so we're just balancing it out here. We're just...
I mean, it's not really... It would be balanced out if I was being mean to Mostar, but I'm being mean to a random Swedish millionaire, so... it's not really... Anyway, Deeks finds an AUG kill. And that'll be Nui's full as he pushes Banana. It's kind of a scattered push across the map. Noxer finds a trade by the skin of his teeth. It will be a very, very narrow play, but a kill, 2 of them over to Mostar.
Again, it's just the entries going to Mostar and the kills going to Deox in Banana. The bomb is in a mid, but we'll see if they can get it out of there. There's also a player in apps, which is interesting, but the player in mid is very much dead. So there's little hope for Cyverino again as he gets eliminated. 14-1, it's going to be on the half, and that's one devastating half for the T side. They can try again on the CT side, but yeah, good luck.
So as noted, we are being a bit rude. Yes. So let's flip the conversation to be constructive. Engage Aberdeen obviously have had a very rough first half on that T side here on Inferno. What changes? How do you improve their game in 3 easy tips from Brick?
They're losing this because they're not winning any aim duels, which is a very structural problem. But there are ways to solve this. Firstly, you can use a lot of utility to like at least give yourself an advantage in those aim duels, and don't play on those aim duels. So don't do contact plays or something. Also, on the CT side, some duels are going to be a little easier because you can hold the angle instead of people walking into your angle. Also, with these AUGs, you can use your scope, and that's also tends to be easier. But still, aiming is such a core concept in CSGO, and if you're not bringing the aim duels, you can have very nice strats, but they're not going to work. But
I'd like to go a little further and say that it's not necessarily just that they need to improve the aim duels even, because obviously there is a little bit of a difference in the individual decision making that we are seeing, and the shots are landing a little bit better for Mostar. But I also feel like Engage are making a few mistakes with how their positioning plays out on these takes. There are a lot of 1v1 aim duels they're taking and losing, like you were saying, that they don't need to take, or that they could take as a 2v1. And instead they're opting to just rely on their aim to win them out. When you're playing competitive, that doesn't work.
And it's going to be a train out of the Abs. 1 kill for Deox, but the trade for Cypherino is in. He's here in the graveyard, and he's getting headshots. And he's getting traded now, but still a 3-3 in this after plant. The bomb can be planted as one of the CTs just jumps through the smoke. A very daring move, but it doesn't work out for him. 1-man disadvantage for the CTs as they have to retake and also save themselves from getting match point.
A little bit of a radio cast. 4-5 back into the game. As you say, Engage on the CT side, having to do a retake. They've got 2 players to do it with, but one of them is incredibly low. Scorer's got to do the vast majority of the heavy lifting. He lands a nice dink, but that will be all. 15-1 match point for the Mostar Hornets in the first game of Season 4's City League Counter-Strike season.
I don't want to push down the hype, but if there's going to be a comeback, it's going to be amazing. But it does have to happen. A 15-1 is the scoreline. Engage doesn't even have the weapons to properly challenge this. And it's going to be very hard.
It's going to happen. What you don't realize is Engage wanted to make things interesting. They wanted a cinematic storyline for their frag movie, and they're already pushing it to the limit as Dirk with the Mason runs down Razor back inside Banana, a full P rush.
It's why did they buy head armor? But we'll get into that later. Anyway, it's Dirk with the Bison. No respect. He's gonna die here, I hope. No, he's gonna get the kill on default. Finally, he gets traded, but 2 players have already fallen here on the B-bomb side. At least there's a rotate, but Thing is also gonna die, and then it's Nui in a 1v4 to save his team from losing this first map. 16-1, also their first match 61, and it's not looking great for
rush.
This CT through the smoke. He takes the duel, but he loses it, and then it's gonna be 16-1 in a very convincing manner. Very little kills for Engage, but still, they tried. It was a noble effort, and that's the most important part, kids.
The Engage team has been in the Twitch channel. I believe their manager has been saying that they're a relatively new team, and so I have sympathy for them, because it is quite obvious, if only from their profile pictures, that the Mostar Hornets are not.
No, they look coordinated. They're a killer squad.
But there are things to take away that are spots of light for Engage Aberdeen. Cypherino in particular was a spicy one today. Him and Nui both topping the scoreboard for their team. In response, Mostar, though, had a field day, particularly Deeks and Dirk, anchoring opposite sides of the map with Orf and Org play and tearing things up with a very coordinated performance.
Yeah, they were like a wall, and Engage couldn't get through it. And there were some players performing for them, I must agree with that. But I think coordination was lacking, and just some small mistakes that you'll have to iron out at some point. For example, the last round they bought head armor for some reason, even though they were playing against T's, and they could have used those extra dollars to buy some smokes or buy not pistols. So that's like these mistakes, you make them as a new team, and I guess it's only room for improvement. But you don't have to don't be let down.
Like I said, I do think there are mistakes being made. Occasional aim duels and individual decisions in those duels were hurting them. But Engage Aberdeen have a foundation here because they did have players hitting spicy shots. And if they can just make sure those players are in better positions to hit those shots, if they just can use their utility a little bit more effectively, I think there is room for growth. And they have a 3-week regular season to do it. If they're in the top 2 of the groups, they'll get out to playoffs. We'll, of course, carry those on this Twitch channel as well. If you'd like to join in the conversation, you can head on over to @CityLeagueGG on Twitter or view the full schedule and everything else at cityleague.gg in your web browser. You can also follow this channel, twitch.tv/CityLeague, or head over to the YouTube to watch the games once they've been broadcast. My name's been TJ, joined by Brick. We'll be back after this with the remainder of the broadcast day, and you won't want to miss it. We have 3 more spicy series still to come. We'll be back with Swordfish Banjaluka versus Reload Prague in a rematch of a game I believe that happened in the League of Legends season. So we'll have to see how that turns out. A little bit of a grudge match, potentially, after this.
Drown. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown.
silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. With crimson secrets and forbidden bliss, can't stay still, don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is
Jack it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the City League. My name is TJ, joined by Brick as we get into our second game of the day in our first week of our fourth season of the City League Counter-Strike division. That's a lot of numbers, but I'm happy that I got through them from memory.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. You can read numbers, and that's also important because in this game of Counter-Strike, numbers do matter. And we'll see which one of these two teams is it going to be either Swordfish, Banja Luka.
16 rounds and win the game.
Wow. Do you win a game at 16 rounds?
You do!
You should be an analyst.
Swordfish, Banja Luka versus Reload Prague. You're absolutely right. We've already, of course, seen Mostar Hornets face off against Engage, Aberdeen, and smash them. Later, we're going to have the... I'll let you take the city name.
Deventer Warriors or something, was it right? Yeah.
Deventer Forces.
Oh, Deventer Forces, yes.
Versus the Antwerp Lions. And we'll close things out with United Blackstock versus Swordfish, Banja Luka's second team. This is the first of two Swordfish sides, we will say. Nice. They're in different groups. They're not playing head-to-head. They might, but they're not playing head-to-head. Oh, drink, chug, 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 chug. Nice.
Nice.
They have two teams, so they're in different groups. And you know what? We have a moment here, and we didn't really the first time, so I'll go through it. We have 3 weeks regular season. I just put up a 4, but nobody saw it, so we're fine. At the end of those 3 weeks, the top 2 teams from both Group A and Group B will go on to playoffs. The first 3 weeks, though, will be a round robin. Every team plays each other once, and the top 2 go on. So literally winning or losing one of these BO1 games can decide whether or not you go to finals.
Yeah, it's... always in group stages you have to perform, you can't slack, otherwise you're just not going to get to finals, and that's what all these teams play for. At least that's everyone wants to win, right? And it's the most fun way to win, where you're lifting that trophy, and then we'll see which of the teams is going to be able to do that in this heated league.
If you would like to join in on the conversation, the hot conversation about this heated league, you can do so over on Twitter using the hashtag TCL or just tweeting at CityLeagueGG. That works too. You can also hop in our Twitch chat over at twitch.tv/CityLeague and see all the stats, schedules, leagues over at cityleague.gg, which is a website that you can go to.
On the internet.
You're right.
With technology.
It'd be kind of weird if you could. It freaks me out because they keep adding like all these new TLDs, top level domains. I'm like .gg I'm kind of used to because I work in esports. But I had to go to a website, I kid you not, yesterday that ended in .bike. Why is .bike a thing?
If you go to these websites that sell domains, you have this entire list of domain names, and you'll be surprised what kind of names are in there. You have XYZ, you have Point Amsterdam, I believe, and you have
.Amsterdam.
Yes, you have
That's
Amsterdam.
The TLD.
It was like made by the government of Amsterdam. They tried to like popularize it. It failed miserably. Nobody wants Amsterdam behind their name, of course. But
it would take so long. Oh my god! And you could just have other city names: San Francisco .Amsterdam.
San Francisco .Amsterdam. Yeah, let's do that. Let's buy a domain. You want to pitch in some money for that?
Well, I found out that esports.tj is a real domain, and it exists. And my Twitter handle, of course, everywhere, sly plug, is esportstj. So I thought that I was set, but then esports.tj belongs to like a Russian gambling site, and they wouldn't let me have it.
Sad.
So,
Always
sad story.
I mean, people stole my name on Twitter as well, so I think we're both miserable with our names in. Also, the Big Brick is also some random website from a company that sells bricks. So, if you search for my name, you'll get it as a first hit.
All right. Well, I am very curious about the brick business, but we'll have to move on to the gun business, because in our second game of the day, it will be Swordfish Banja Luka facing off against Reload Prague. Reload, previously, if I remember, the Counter-Strike team was spicy, but I haven't seen any City League Counter-Strike since Season 2, so I'm a little out of date. But I know their League of Legends team looked good, so we'll see if their CS team can hold those same high standards. I guess my question to you then, as we go into the second game, and it will be on Inferno, we've already seen one Inferno game today. What needs to change from that game? What are these two teams' keys to victory?
Last game you saw that the T's had a lot of struggles getting banana control. And banana control is essential if you want to play the information game and if you want to play Inferno properly. So reload if they're going to start T-side, or Swordfish if they end up losing the knife, I guess. They need to find a way to take banana control without taking too much damage, which is hard, especially if the CTs know what they're doing. And for the rest, I believe the last game we didn't really see Inferno being played to its full potential. It's a map where you can like manipulate the rotates a lot, because the CT rotate is very long, so you can bait a lot, and I don't think we've seen that quite enough.
No, we saw, I think, one attempted fake during that last game from Engage Aberdeen, and it didn't work.
Sad.
Engage kind of got shattered during that game, though they did say they were a newer team, and they did show signs of life. They got pretty thoroughly demolished. I don't think I'm being rude to say that. Not to harp on them, but if you could pick apart the singular mistakes they did make that shouldn't bear repeating here, what, aside from losing the knife round, could have gone better?
They could have won their A-balls. No, that's not really something you can improve on, but it's just the coordination needs to be a lot better, because you saw that they had some nice ideas about letting a player flank in the end, that they can do a backstab in a retake situation, but the timings were just slightly off, and then often you'll see that a player is just out of position when the rest of his team is taking fights. For example, I believe it was Cyphero. He was like playing a lurk style, which is fine, but he tended to be slightly delayed, and then his team would die and he was alone. So yeah, it's a nice idea, and if you fix the timings, it can work. But now it's a bit, you're just useless as a single member.
So a little bit tighter on the rotations. We do have all 10 players in the lobby, so we should be able to get into a game shortly, as both teams have got their full rosters connected. Have you ever played on LAN?
I have not played on LAN. I've been on LAN a couple times, but I never played there, because I'm not at competitive level in CSGO. I'm pretty decent, but I'm not that good.
I always, and I've mentioned it before, but one of my favorite things about Counter-Strike and City League Counter-Strike in particular is that you do have this LAN environment where like the dude next to you, if he messes up, you can punch him. And you can't do that with online CS. So I really think it's fun that we get this LAN competition.
I mean, LANs are always fun. It's just everyone's there is really motivated to just have fun. And I think when you're on LAN, it looks a lot realer and it feels a lot realer. I mean, I never played there, but I went there to commentate and to stream. And it's always a very nice vibe to be there. So I guess going to LANs is always fun. I've never done so because, I don't know, I'm not that committed.
I've ended up doing the opposite. I've done over the last few months a lot of studio shows, which are like LANs, but only for casters. And the only like traditional LAN cast I did a DreamHack once. And like, that was my first exposure, because I live in America. That was my first exposure to like how Europe does LANs. And it's like so cool, because it's just a whole bunch of dudes sitting on rows and rows of wood boxes playing some Counter-Strike together. And there's value in that, and I think City League gets to take the fun part of LAN, which is hanging out with your mates, and extracts the bad part of LAN, which is having to travel to LAN. So you get a little bit of
having to sleep on a concrete floor, and
also that there is a little bit of that.
Yeah, the Dutch LAN scene is pretty nice. So I've been to a couple LANs to like commentate there. And yeah, it's always just people know each other. It's a small scene. So it's always very cozy, and you can just, well, I wouldn't say cozy, but it's at least you know the people. And I really like the atmosphere LANs tend to have. So I would like to go to some more LANs, but I don't really have time.
My favorite thing about meeting people on LAN is how always the most toxic, angry people online are like the sweetest little babies when you meet them on LAN, and they've like told you to end your own life like 8 times in various DMs, but then you meet them on LAN and they're like, "Oh, come over here, let me give you a hug."
You know the saying, see you at LAN, and then that's where the real shit happens, right? Parking lot LAN, fist fight for the real win, and then...
Have you ever experienced that?
No.
I've never seen a fight at a LAN.
No, but it's like a running joke.
Okay.
To have a fist fight on the parking lot of this LAN. I don't know. I'm
That
giving a bad impression
That
of...
only happens in violent games like Gears of War and
Yes.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Nobody plays
feel
it
like-
on LAN anymore, right?
No, they have a new league, so they're like all set to go. We do again have all 10 players in the lobby. They're just having a trouble with their exclamation point ready keys on their keyboard. Presumably some tech issues that they're having to resolve.
I like that we have the webcams here. We can just look into
Just
how
peer
these players are sitting there in their gaming room and getting ready to play. Second person.
My favorite is the variety, because like some of these setups, actually all of these setups look sick, but you get like a peek into what the various gaming bars and gaming clubs look like all across Europe.
I've never really been into a gaming bar, I must say. I don't think it's really a thing in the Netherlands.
How old are you?
I'm 19 years old, so...
You limited time to experience.
I mean, apparently there's one in Deventer, which is really close to where my parents live, so I could go there maybe and just
Go hang out.
go hang out with them.
There's value. You can commentate from directly behind them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, yes, I'm gonna do that. Hit me up. Deventer forces.
I always value the LAN centers based on how many LEDs they have in their consoles and their keyboards.
Yeah,
but you can always tell.
That makes you better.
How
RGB
good
makes
they
you a
are.
better player.
Yeah. How good they are by how many colors their keyboards are. During League of Legends, we had a dude's keyboard that was like rainbow, but it was like shimmering. There were different rainbow colors flying across the keyboard, and I don't think he won, but he tried really hard, and that's what counts.
My headset has color, so it's like the best headset out
Really?
there. Yeah, it's on the side. You can't really see it, but RGB headset means more sound, right? All the CSGO pros can confirm this, and people are actually readying up so we can begin with the Counter-Strike, which is exciting.
Knife round. Can I get a knife round PogChamp in the chat?
Pog.
We talked about this last time. Inferno knife rounds do actually matter because the CT side is a pretty significant advantage.
Yeah, you always want to take this knife round. It's even if it doesn't really matter, it's always nice that you can pick. And usually you'll see that people pick CTs. I've seen some teams that would like to pick T on Inferno for some reason.
They're the people that fight you on LAN.
Yeah, they're the aggressive types. They just like to take the offense.
Nicely done by Swordfish. They take the offense here and clean up the knife round. And they will choose CT.
Wow. No surprises.
No fight on LAN.
No fight, sadly. No. Yeah, I've had some teams that would choose T side because they like it to get into the game, because you can just warm up, you can just shoot, you don't have to wait for people, and they would prefer T side over CT side. But it's a risky pick to take because CT side does have an advantage, and closing out is usually easier than coming back.
I've heard tell of like the theory that just get your T over and then you just play the easy side, get the hard part over with.
Yeah,
I do agree that momentum's like massive though.
It's a mentality, but I like, from my experience, it doesn't work. But maybe if it's a very personal thing, of course.
Full A-side push here from Reload Prague on their opening round. And already just 12 HP on Simon, who needs to hold this corner against 4 pushing players. They'll instead dive through the archway. Simon gets 1, but Idzo is instantly down in trade. Only 1 player left on this push, though, and it's Ixie. He's got a range duel, but he's being sandwiched. Dren will pick up 1 on the site. This makes a way back for Ixie. If he'd like to take the bomb back over to A, there's now an opportunity to do so. Simon's just entrenched at the back of the site, and he'll finally fall, leaving it in a 2v2. The low HP of Swordfish on the retake.
Yeah, Swordfish has a big problem here because they don't have a kit, and one of their players is 10 HP, so they need to find kills, and they need to find it fast. But
What about that, though? A fantastic opening headshot. Dren needs to save the day. He's re-entering the site now, but from Graveyard, Marco's got the duel. 12 HP. Pakji will get the kill. Dren's gone. Opening round goes to Swordfish.
that's a very impressive retake from them. It's a really hard retake to pull off, but their headshots were crisp, and the defending teams couldn't get the planter killed fast enough, so it could have been traded, and then it's Swordfish pulling that round out of what seemed to be a very, very difficult situation. And now they can buy some SMGs, and what's interesting is that these two buys will be very similar, because Reload is forcing, and Swordfish is playing very conservatively, so this can be interesting.
Full SMG buy. I've been, like I said, out of Counter-Strike for a while, but you didn't used to do this.
Nobody does this. These teams do this.
All right. Aggressive push down banana from Idzone. Look at this MP5 play. Right up against Supreme. He's just seen a nade through, so he knows there's a player close and he'll be able to get the trade.
Yeah, it's the SMG thing. The SMGs are a bit more popular now, but the French teams like to do this a lot. Like G2, they just tend to force a lot, which can be effective, but also is a risk. And for now, it works out for Swordfish, but we'll see what this A-take will bring.
Yeah, full effort towards it. Marco playing the corner with Paksha on the other side. He'll take the first duel. Marco pops out. 2 kills over. Ixie gets 1, but Marco's got the cleanup. The only player left is Dren. He's got an MP7 and a dream. A path out of the apartments. Marco doesn't spot him, but he's been tagged up from the side. I don't think this is happening, particularly as a nade comes through. Kobe, 13 HP and the cleanup.
Yeah, the weaponry was there, and I think they had a good approach to take some duels with those weapons, because I think the Swordfish wasn't expecting that the teams would have forced there. Sadly, it didn't work out. They didn't get the kills. And now they have to buy some pistols, and this allows Swordfish to farm some money, farm some confidence, farm some kills, and they get that nice clean 3-0 on the board if everything goes to plan.
Chat's telling me this should be Pike at the bottom of the Swordfish scoreboard. I don't know if I believe him.
Pike.
But I'll go with it.
That does sound somewhat correct.
All right, thanks, chat. Korma is playing close. Oh, good molly. Now the effort will come through, and it's an easy cleanup. The entire 4-stack just has to turn. They'll try and back out of the apps now, and their path isn't being hampered. But I don't know where they go from here. I guess over to B. Huh?
He died. He was so enthusiastic, and then he got fried and killed. Poor him.
It was a little bit sad. You could see him being like, I would go!
I will get these entries, and then instantly denied.
Idzo, close here, did push up the banana. But they're not going for it. Reload, just taking their time.
Interesting rotate here on A. To B, I mean 3 players on B while there's a player in banana. Why would you... Okay,
Korma's got 1. Marco on the flank. They're just sticking the plant. He can't stop them in time. The bomb goes down. Nicely done. And the kill as well to Kramus Boy. Very, very good eco with a result like that.
I was slightly confused about what the CTs were doing. At some point, they started rotating 3 players to the B bomb side, even though they had a person standing in banana, which basically is their early warning system. They know when there's a T-passing there, they need some time to get to B. So the player there must have heard something like footsteps that indicated to him that it's going to be a B push. But it didn't matter in the end anyway, because the cleanup on A was very clean. But a weird rotation, in my opinion.
Ooh. Off duel down mid. Ixie playing the very bottom of it. And the CTs respond to that knowledge by pushing up early in banana.
Anonymous Gamer is having a rough day, getting shot by his teammate, getting fire thrown at him. And Supreme is going to start for an entry, and he gets it. Very nicely played with the timing, and he's going to push through and hope to get some more space for his team.
He's gone. The players over on the side pushed back. Marco's having to play an awkward angle on the boxes deep within A. He's got to rotate now from Idzo. But Reload have spotted a weakness, and they will circle the Swordfish like sharks. full push. Now through. Kramis instantly shut down. Into able to get that opener. The jump will come through successfully into pit. Anonymous wants to follow through. Marco does get 2 though from the side. Into with the Tech 9, a third, and the push is shut down.
They had a very nice approach to that, but they didn't win any of the duels. Marco on site, it's a very difficult angle to op with, because you can get overrun pretty easily, but he remains calm, gets both his kills, and he basically gets the run together with his teammates there. And then it's going to be a quick 4-0. Ixie can save his op, which is very important, because they're not going to have any other like actual weapons in the next round, because their money is completely gone.
There's no one on B though, so no one hunting for him. I guess if you're aware the final player is an AWPer, why take the risk?
You can also argue against it, that the AWP is a weapon that can win a round on its own. So you should sacrifice some economy to get the AWPer, but the economy of Swordfish is not that great. Itsu has a lot of money, but the rest of the team, I mean, it's good, but that's not amazing, and I think they don't want to risk it. So they give Reload this gun, and they can get a pretty decent buy out of this. I'm actually surprised by this. My calculations don't add up.
Pull out your calculator and throw it against the wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame the
They
calculator.
got a full buy.
Interesting. Also the Krieg. It's getting slightly more popular in recent times. Which
They
is
don't know
interesting.
Dren's this close. I don't think Swordfish are aware of just how close this player is, and he'll strike one. Itzo does get the trade, but it's 1-for-1 at the top of Banana, and that will mean a full push is being considered, at the very least by Reload, as the nades come through. Itzo needs to do the impossible, 1v2, but he's got one with the spray down, and the HP to fall back to the side, completely shutting down Reload's push.
Yeah, Reload was trying to work with that momentum that they got, with the entry they got on Banana, but it didn't work out because of the awkward smoke there, sadly. And now they have a man disadvantage. They do have some utility, and they also have top Banana control. But there's gonna be a push.
Itzo, the flash in, but he's full blind! A clean up. Kravis will be able to get it after a moment of panic, and we're 3-3.
It's a very awkward situation, especially now when the Arch player gets killed, because it's basically certain now that the last 2 Ts are here in Banana. Marco can get the kill there, and also get the second one.
2! Nicely done.
Nice.
They saw his head there disappearing underneath the coffin, and both attacking players lined up their shots on the top of the coffin, and he still had a faster reaction time and time to hit the crouch key.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you just peek up, shoot, and even if you don't really see anything, you'll hope that you hit. And Marco has fast reflexes, so he'll manage that. Reload can still buy, but it's not amazing. They have very little utility, and they have a Galil and a Tech 9, so they're gonna play fast, hope to get some kills, and maybe execute from that.
Steinman playing that arch side will presumably be first contact. Swordfish don't put anyone inside apartments, and they've done this a few times in a row.
Yeah, it's a risky place to play, and if you're willing to sacrifice that map control for not getting an entry, it might be interesting.
Marco doesn't feel good about that lack of map control as he's pushed off of his arch side angle, having to rotate around. Swordfish lose yet more control over towards the A side, but to get a trade frag, and the decoy and a spray down over at the B side. And the push will come through. It's a great one-tap headshot. Anonymous gets 1-1 trade, but the bomb will fall instantly after. Simon's got the refrag, and now he knows there are players in apps.
Yes, it was a bit of a confusing situation there in mid. I saw people shooting their teammates, and now the flank will seal the deal. I think there's one player fucking apps, and he's gonna die. 6-0 again. We see that the CT team is starting this convincingly, and that Reload is struggling to really get into like the sites. They've been getting some nice kills in the beginning of the round, but they are not able to execute on them. Now we see one op that has been bought, so it's a hero op without armor. Very interesting. We'll see what this op will do.
I believe in you, Supreme. Oh, an AWP duel down Banana, and he's lost it to Marco. But don't worry, there are more players where that came from. They too will pick up an AWP. It's Ixie now wielding it.
The classic op train. Just stand behind your teammate, wait for him to die, and then steal his op.
That's what I do, but in matchmaking.
You can call it baiting, but you can also call it teamwork. It's just how you
Look
get
at this
it.
boost on the porch. See Swordfish?
Oh yeah, that's a nasty angle to
corner.
play against. You'll never check that. You can spam it though,
Pixie.
if you know where to spam.
Pixie. Will peek, but there's an instant counter smoke, so they're not even letting them, like, shoulder peek it. So you just smoke it and consistently stop them from doing it, and now reload. Want to go over towards the B site. They have an AWP to make it happen, but Marco slides out and yet again wins the duel against the enemy AWPer.
And the AWP goes to the next player. All the players in reload are gonna get a chance with this weapon, and maybe one of them will get a kill and win the round with that.
My money's on they save the AWP.
just all of them die except one, and then they save the AWP. Good strat.
Yeah, it's legitimately my prediction for this round. Because Swordfish have been playing pretty passive, so I don't think they'll chase it.
Also, Reload seems just to be playing to get some kills, because they're not really grouped together. I think they just want to wait, maybe get a gun from a pushing CT. But I don't think Swordfish is really looking to push here, so that might be a little hard to actually gain something. Krauskoy is going to walk into A. I don't know why he would do that, because there's no time to do anything. And
Trent did the same thing over at B. It's like, hi!
why?
I think it's just so they don't lose the money.
Oh yeah, but they did have armor, right? Or no, they didn't have armor. That's why they want the loss bonus, which is fine. That's a reasonable strat. It's also interesting to see the hero up on the T side. It's
By the way, was right. Back over to you.
did they save it or they? Oh yeah, they did. Oh, you're
Nick
top
was the
tier
last player
analysis.
alive. Kept it alive. 3 players B from Swordfish.
Oh yikes! These molotovs, these nades. Oh, it's an airstrike.
Poor Raid. He's just melted. Oh, and it's just sprayed out. 3 players dead instantly. My God.
Okay, show this clip to people who say that Counter-Strike is all about winning aim duels, because this use of utility is so good that you can just win this map control without even shooting.
Bomb is down. There's literally no way that they get that bomb back. Ixie, I'd like to see you save the ult through this round. He would too. But there's like just no way for him to get that bomb back. Oh, flash through the smoke. And the no-scope goes wide. And Pike will get the final kill. 8-0 Swordfish.
Just a small note, Marco is 13 in 1, having a solid 13 KD. As you do, of course. And yeah, I think that's a good summary of this game, because Reload Break, they have 9 kills. No, yeah, 9 kills in total, which is not enough, but this headshot is very crispy.
That's not bad. Nice headshot accuracy down mid. Korma will slide out of the apartment window though and drop the bomb and ult mid, and that completely stops the push. With Molotovs as well to stymie up mid, Reload lose all their momentum.
Yeah, they really... They got that entry, but it got traded immediately, and they like lost their advantage, lost their momentum, and now they're gonna look to take some of that back by taking apps control, and they are getting a lot of space here, so they have a chance to go to A if they wanted to, but of course they can't see the map and they don't have X-ray.
Good job that. It would be a little bit worrying if they did. Korma and Simon are the 2 A players. Drenel encounters Simon first, who just lines up a headshot over the boxes. Idzo finds a frag over towards the B site. Or sorry, over on A, as the rest of the kills are picked up. Simon will clean up the bomber for a 1-1 trade. The flank is shut down. Not bad by AC. But he can't get anything more, making it 9-0 in Swordfish's favor.
I think the timing was slightly off there, because there was a player pushing banana, and I think his goal was to bait some people into going rotate, but the attack on A took place before the player on banana could get there, so he just died on a duel that had no contribution to the round. So if you fix those timings, so such a fake can actually work, but it didn't, and now they have to play with pistols and 2 AKs again.
Oh, but the off shot goes wide. I was waiting for the kill to come through to make my witty comment, but Marco misses a rare shot.
We'll see that there's a lot of damage being done here on banana again. That utility is very good from the CTs. They have this smoke and they have this Molotov/nade combination that just basically locks these out of the banana for the beginning of the round. And Korma will win a duel, but it's going to be trades all over the map.
Ixie just exited out. He's got 2. The A side's open. Finally, Marco will chime back in, but he's not watching the apps where the player is exiting, and he'll miss this snapshot as well. The bomber can get the bomb down upper on the end. There's even a flag, but Dread will fall. Marco continues his rampage, and the bomb has not been planted. A nade. Oh, surely not. Slightly wide. Bomb will go down to its credit. Does seem to be all he'll get, though, as Idzo cleans things up. Reload have a very good save round, or a rough gun round, depending on how you want to frame it.
Yeah, I mean, they were pretty successful for the weaponry they had. They only had 2 AKs, they had some upgraded pistols, and and some armor with it. And they got a plant and got it down to 1v2, which is pretty decent, but they just need rounds now because they're already 10 rounds behind. They have the guns to do that now. They have an AWP, they have a P90, interestingly. You don't see those often anymore. And maybe the faster approach here on banana will help.
P90 Classic. Rush B. I like it. There's a Molotov out. And so, we'll be here. I think they've heard enough. They haven't called for a rotate yet, though. Which means that Reload just stall up and Idzo. I'm not sure about this, but the flash worked out. He's got 1, he's got 2, all 3 players at close range with a beautiful AK spray down. Pike will fall to rain elsewhere on the map, but there's a smoke. Idzo will read the flash well, and narrowly spray down Rain Supreme for 4 kills on the round. Does he get the ace? Place your bets. It's only Ixie at the bottom of banana left.
Ixie should just sacrifice him now. He should just give him the ace. Just be the good player here. Be the real team player.
Simon, you jerk.
-1 for Simon.
You're off the team. That was such a good flash push with Perezza.
It was amazing. Just the timing, just none of the players were anti-flash because they were preparing some smokes, and the flash was just juicy. And also very well done by the CT there, because it's easy to panic when you see 3 Ts for you, like they're blind, but you can panic with. And I think Reload is going for banana again.
Stop with the nades, Swordfish. I can't take it, and neither can Reload. A nice ult down mid again from Marco, peeking out the ult mid window. That's 2 kills instantly, and Reload haven't even seen an opponent yet.
Yeah, those are the hard kills to play against when you can't even trade because it's either an AWP or a nade. Oh, what a spin from Simon! He's even seeing the player.
That's insane. A little bit of spam damage over on the B side as well from Pike on the AUG. And a resmoke. What do Reload do against play as clean as this?
They're also stuck in banana. They've been locked in there. They've been walled in, and there's only 1 player left, and he's getting killed soon, I think. If Spike can get the kill, he can. 12-0, no deaths for Swordfish, as 2 kills get away with the CTs. That should have been free to reload, and that's always very painful if you're playing as D.
This is just such clean CS, particularly that duo of Idzo and Pike over on the B side. I legitimately don't know what you do about it. You don't peek Marco mid, that's for sure. Oh my god, is he hitting shots today?
Also, we're seeing the MP5 without armor, which is really interesting because the MP5 doesn't do a lot of damage. And if you don't have armor, you're gonna get aim punched. So it's a bit of a not logical combination, but maybe Kremis Boy is just a talent with the MP5 and he's trying to show us.
We just don't understand because it's too advanced. Simon, come on. He gets his gun out, lands the shot at close range. Dren will find the trade with the Glock. That falls instantly afterwards. Kravis. Oh, he's got 1! The MP5, no armor, pays off!
Well, pays off, but at least he got a kill. He got the cred. I mean, you have to see the positive points when you're 13-0 behind.
You know what it was? He probably just had enough money. He was probably just looking at his bank account. Yeah. He was like, I can do this.
But then you can, like, it's better to buy a Scout than MP7 because the MP5 doesn't do a lot of damage. So Oh, Marco is gonna go with the duel. The T's are playing with 2 ops, so they're just trying to counter Marco, which isn't working.
Do it.
Evidently.
Stop trying to fight Marco. They do find a trade. Korma falls. That's over on the apps. Marco's going to try and peek in and will find the trade, shutting down Anonymous Gamer. He's not aware there's a second player there. There's only one anchor on B, which could get dangerous. Reign Supreme flashes him. But Marco's falling over on the A side, which is far worse.
Yeah, they're getting
Reign
very
Supreme.
confident here.
Still at the back, will fall down. Idzo pushes through and makes it a 3-on-2. Reload behind.
2 players left against the 3. Make that 1 as the bomb will fall here in the boiler. And that's why the AUG is such a hard gun to play against, because you can hold these millimeter angles. And an AK can't. They're a lot harder to duel with an AK because you have a lot less vision. And Kremesgoy is gonna have to do that because he's on his own in a 1v3 and he needs to plant the bomb.
Little do his opponents know. This is the moment he's been waiting for. The chains come off. Simon with the AUG disagrees.
Well,
Chaining him to earth, 14-0.
The moment was very brief, but very intense. Let's keep it that way. Again, we see the P90 on Dren. He's just a P90.
Player? No, that's an American football. Sorry, I'm distracted by profile pictures. You're in charge.
Again, we see the P90. Interesting choice. It doesn't do a lot of damage against armor, but it's really easy to use when you're walking. So I guess that's a strat Dren is gonna do. And we'll see
Look at Marco
that.
B-hopping forward with the Zeus.
Oh no, he's getting cocky here. He's getting cocky, Marco. Someone stop him before it gets out of hand. Oh no, this is just a dirty angle.
It's gonna work! Marco at point blank range does it for Zeus. Gangbanger on B finally shut down. Nicely done. Sentry Anonymous is able to get the kill.
Mean.
Marco, you
that's
B-hop
just
too
mean.
far.
That's just mean. That should be illegal playing.
A P90 headshot to the back of the head from his teammate. It'll be made up for as Korma lands an AUG headshot to the front of Kravis.
It's just motivating bullets. They make you run faster.
The pressure will come out from Reload towards the A site. They've got 3 players currently working on it.
And there's also 1 player in Banana, which is very interesting, because I don't really know what he's doing unless they're doing a split. Ixie will get the kill, but it's immediately traded on the other side. And then Dren with his P90 will run out of the balcony and get his frag. And then he's also the person that will have to fight in this 1v2. The interesting situation is that there's 1 player on B, and Dren is alone on A. He has to win this duel, and he will do it. 1 round in this half, I must say, for Reload break, and they might very well need this 1 round.
Literally, if you shoot Dren in the back of the head with a P90, he wins a round for you. That's how it works.
I said motivation bullets. They just push you into going beyond what you could ever dream of doing. That's what P90 bullets do to you. Don't try this at home. We do not condone shooting each other with a P90.
I condone it. I'm an American. Marco with 20 frags at the end of that first half. Not a bad first half performance at all. The man's going off closely, followed by Idzo at 18 and 3. Himself. Swordfish did get that 1 round. Or sorry, Prague did get that 1 round. Now they're on the CC side. Is there hope? Because so many of those rounds looked close.
There is hope, because unlike the last game, I think there's more fragging from Reload, and that might be like more visible on the CT side.
B. No, stop!
B.
The defense already shut down. Kravis is up the board. It's going to be rough to hold from Ixie. He's got the USP, and he'll get nothing. Match point is on the line as the B site is taken by 5.
Yeah, it's the train, and you need to stop it, and it's very hard to stop when you have all these Glocks running towards you. You're getting dinked all over the place, and the same will happen to Gangbanger. He's in a very difficult situation, and the 15-1 will be the result of him losing that situation. It's looking dire for Reload Break. Can I also just note that Marco currently has a 122 ADR, which means that he's almost getting 1.25 kill every round, which is pretty impressive.
Well, I mean, that's skewed by the fact that he keeps landing like op headshots, which do like 4,000 unnecessary damage.
Yeah, but
So you know,
those also count. They're like psychological damage.
Kramus, this rush. All right. The back 10 will eat him alive.
Confident.
XC's playing defense. The rest of the team play will happen over towards the A side, where Swordfish want to find more. Dren's falling back through the arches, trying to stay alive here as the pressure comes out. Swordfish want to be able to close out this game, and they've got the rounds to do so, but Marco's been knocked down to just 30 HP. He just keeps running. He's in the graveyard, and they haven't stopped him yet. Reign Supreme in the apps will be able to frag out, though, shutting down Pike. A sentry grabs it, so they've gone finally. A bridge too full. Far. Korma only gets a 1-1 trade. The bomb will go down, but that should be it.
Yeah, this should be a doable retake for Reload. They have the man advantage, and they now have the kill advantage, and Simon is stuck on site, and he will get killed. The second round will go to Reload break, and they will at least give themselves some more breathing space to stage a comeback or to get some more rounds. At least they haven't lost yet, and that's always the most important part of winning.
What was the Aberdeen end score?
15-2, I believe.
Score to beat.
Or 3. 2 or 3, one of the two. Yeah,
Well,
I mean, if you would get one round more, you get the bragging rights, right? So, at least one round more, Reload, you can do it. And especially in this round, it should be doable. It's a bit of a weird force by Swordfish, but they're gonna rush B, and we'll
full
see
B
if
stack
that-
on the CC side though. The AK in hand, but it doesn't matter. The back 10 finds the kill. Double stack here at the gates. You can see the flower pot position will be held. And the kills come through. Kramus trades 1-1. Korma will go down, but Kramus has got another. Make that 2 spray through the smoke. Now 3 as Sentry joins in. It's all on Marco. He's going to try the flank with the Deagle. But this looks rough.
He gave up his position. He does have the AK and he does have armor with it. He also has a lot of time, which allows him to do some creative stuff like go back. But there's a player there and he's not paying attention. He's still alive and he will have a very awkward duel here in CT. Will run to A and he was still alive. Marco is a slippery snake as he walks into A and...
Oh, Shabi! Yes! And they're
Oh, the
rotating
double
off of it!
fake.
It'll work! They've all left B, Brick!
500 IQ plays and it's an anonymous gangbanger that's gonna be the first one to notice. Is he gonna be on time? Yes, but he's gonna lose the duel! Marco, a 1v2, he has pulled this situation out of an impossible one. And now it's,
I don't believe it!
now it's on
Marco
Kratos'
does,
trying
though.
to recover.
Okay, 19 HP. This is doable, but it'll be rough. He has a read on the first player, though. He'll peek out and headshot Drin. Kramus, the last player alive. A P90 in hand, and he's gotta shut down Marco in a 1v1 for the game. As Marco's poised to pull off a 1v4. He knows where Kramus is too, and he's playing this beautifully, just for time. The second he taps the defuse, the peak will come through. The game is in the palm of his hands, and he's got Kramus off the bomb. I don't think there's enough time, and it
Not like
should
this.
be the game over to the Swordfish.
Not like this, people. Ay, 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 ay. And you lose the 1v3, and not in just a way. In just the most painful way ever. I would break a keyboard if I were in this situation. I would just punch my monitor or something. Oy, 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 oy. It's, yeah. Nothing to analyze about this. It's just brutal.
There's your end game scoreline. Marco putting a stand-up performance down with 25 and 7 as his KDA. In zone not far behind from the B side on that CT side. Kramus didn't do bad. He kept buying a P90, but like it kept working all right. He ended the game with the most kills.
Maybe all of the teams should buy in P90, then they would have won 100%.
That sounds like a really mean thing to say. I'm not sure it is, but
No,
it
but yeah.
feels mean.
Yeah. You could interpret it that way, that I'm like saying that they can't aim, but I'm not. I'm just giving them advice. Also, Marco is just 25 kills in 18 rounds is impressive. That's hard to play against. So it's not all bad for the T's here, because it's just really when a player is going off like that, you can have very nice threats, but if he's gonna sneak through, he's gonna get kills. Then yeah, what can you do about that? It's like what's Simple at the moment. You can have very nice threats, but Simple is just so good that he just owns you in every situation, and there's very little you can do about it.
Oh my god, he's taking the shirt off
Oh,
because he
stripping.
knows how
80 plus.
how hot his plays were, and he wants to make the stream equally hot.
Yeah, that's very generous of him that he wants to share some of his
okay.
heat with us.
The Swordfish menu looks great, but can we go back to it for just a second? Because it looks like they have like hotel wallpaper on the walls. Is that just me? Like that looks like a hotel lobby, doesn't it?
They're like radioactive symbols are there, or like the toxic symbols. If you look above one of the computers, you can see the what do you call it? Like dangerous substances sign, I guess. So
Sure.
it does look like a very brownish hotel wall from the side, I must admit. Like the cheesy ones in cheap hotels.
But it's not a cheap hotel because they've fielded a 5-star Counter-Strike team, as we've just seen. All right, Reload Prague are taken down a notch. We will go to a very short break, make it about 2 minutes. We'll come back with the remainder of the broadcast day today. We'll start with Denver Forces versus Antwerp, which I know you're very excited for, and move on to United Blackstock versus the second Swordfish Banja Luka side. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just about 2 minutes.
Ain't no love like a real love, but it goes so fast. All tied up like a captive. I'm to you. Used to pay to my life, sending a rainbow, who's playing it cool. I don't felt this in ages, and I know
I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. 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 You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the City League. My name is DJ, joined by Brick, and we are into our third game of day number 1 here at the City League's 4th Counter-Strike season. We're into your hometown, Brick, facing off against the Antwerp Lions. Demeter Forces, well, it's not your hometown, but it's as close as we've got. So we'll just pretend. How many cities are there anyway?
Yeah, like 10 or something.
It's not very many. I'm going to make you go into a hard prediction here, like quicker than usual, because we are headed right into the game with all 10 players currently in the lobby. Give me a prediction that's not biased by where you live.
I think Antwerp has a lot of good CSGO players, and they have the same profile pictures, which means they look committed.
Oh, you're right.
So
Actually,
I'm gonna go for Antwerp Lions, also because I think I've heard this name before, which means that they also played some other stuff, which could be very beneficial to them. Apparently, these people know each other, so they've been playing together at some point, which could also be a very interesting facet of this.
yeah, a little bit of experience between the two teams. It should be a good one. If you are just joining us, of course, the City League is played entirely between local esports centers, LAN bars, that kind of thing throughout Europe. We're in our 4th Counter-Strike season. If you'd like more information, you can head on over to cityleague.gg or follow us on Twitter @cityleaguegg.
Okay, I'm getting some essential info from the chat here. The Cetas are saying that they don't play anymore, so that they're just together, which might not be very beneficial to their performance.
Oh no. All of your predictions have been undone.
No,
I don't think
it's going to reinforce my predictions.
Oh, you're right, because you did side against your home team.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that a lot, though, and this is something pro players in almost every esport do. They say to their opponents, "Oh, we don't even play anymore. We're just messing around," and then actually they've been scrimming for the last week. I've seen that game a lot, so I know enough not to trust it.
Also, these mixes can be very dangerous. Being like good CSGO players, it's something that stays with you. It's not something that just goes away when you don't play for a week. I mean, you get a little rusty, but the basics will stay there. So
I mean, I was at my peak of Counter-Strike playing. I was DMG, and I am currently silver. So I'd argue that being a good Counter-Strike player definitely goes away. That's just personal experience.
No, it's just at some point when you get your mechanics down, you'll be a little more stable.
All right. There's the disconnect.
I don't want to be hateful here, but I think that's slightly above DMG. It also depends on when were you DMG? Like, because the rank shifted down a lot, so Silver 1 is a lot harder than it used to be.
I'll have you know it was after the rank shift that I was DMG.
Never
just
mind
to toot my own horn. There was like a while where I was alright at Counter-Strike, and then I didn't play more than once a month for like 2 years. And that definitely hurt me.
Yeah, that does hurt. It does, like, especially when the game changes, when you're not playing and you're just sitting in the server and all things are different, and you're like, what did I even learn in all these hours? Like, I don't know this game anymore.
I get flamed all the time because I like think that a door is a wall or vice versa. And someone's like looks at my profile and is like 2,000 hours in game, and you don't know where corners are on this map.
It's also like sometimes very things that are not necessarily visible, such as the economy. It does get changed, and if you don't know it, and you're gonna buy dumb stuff, it's not gonna help
People
your
are
team.
using the COD guns now. I've had to get used to that.
Yeah, it was very interesting. They reduced the price for a bit, and now it's just back to the normal price. But people have just discovered that they're very good, and now they're using them a lot, which is a very interesting, like, psychological thing. But we're getting into this. We're getting into the knife. On Mirage, Dave the Forces, Android Lions. Let's go. Clap your hands. Put your cans in the air.
God, that's a memory. Ladies and gentlemen, put your cans in the air for Denver Forces versus Antwerp Lions. The knife rounds, and it shouldn't matter as much as that Inferno knife round, because Mirage is pretty fun, fair, balanced, and engaging map. We'll see that. Definitely a CT side favor, though it is slight. As First Blood does go over, Timothy gets isolated. This is a very slow tactical knife round, but it's going Antwerp's way.
Yeah, they have a strat. They wrote a strat down, and
My
Antwerp is gonna win. Knife strats. That's the future of CS.
They like did strat that out. Did you see it? The isolated Tim pushed him off to the side, shut him down, split into like a 2-man unit, pushed forward. That was like clean.
Yeah, I mean, it's also important. People often see the knife round as a coin flip, but unlike in other games where they actually use a coin flip, you can actually do something about this now, which is very interesting. Of course, not all systems use a knife round, but ECA does, and that's like the most played league, I think. So,
I don't think
investing some time in knives can be useful.
I don't think there are any pro leagues that don't use.
Depends on the map, because if you play best of threes, you'll usually have that the sites are decided by who picks what map, so you don't need a knife. But it really depends on like the format and what people want, because it's not something that's like defined in rules.
All right, well, we're into game. Deagle buy-up on the T side. Deagle and P250 over on Denver turn no utilities. The full rush comes out for the A site. Mosty's playing back. Oh my god, that flick! Antwerp, you've got to be kidding me. Aggressor comes through as well. Finally, Tim gets one back, but Antwerp have held the site. The Lions roar, and the Forces are dissuaded.
Yeah, it's not going all too well for the Deventer Dutchies, as they get stuck in ramp, and the CTs are popping mad headshots. It's gonna be epic Qs here with his Deagle to save all. And he's getting into this duel, and it's a bit awkward, and he'll lose in the end. And it's gonna be a 1-0 for the CTs again. And let's hope we don't see a 7-round win streak again.
I have a question for you, because this should be a relatively clean anti-eco. What's the deal with the current state of M4S versus M4A1?
Okay, they recently buffed the M4A1S because they gave it some more ammo. It used to be like no one used it, because it does less damage per second, and it had very little ammo. So if you had to do more than 2 kills in a situation, it would be really hard. You have to be really precise. Now it has some more ammo, and since the M4A4 is usually being replaced by the AUG now, also, it's some people are starting using it again, but I think the M4A4 is still more popular because it does more damage per second. And also, like,
clean up in mid, the Forces were dissipated again. As Lions picked up a couple. Ooh, and another MP9 frag over to Cortex. He'll be feeling that in the bank account. Last player is going to be this MP5, and he'll be shot in the back of the head by Mosty, anchoring that connector with the FAMAS.
Also, again, we see an MP5 without armor. Is this some new meta? Nobody just told me. Is this just a new strat to buy an MP5 without armor in a force? I mean, he did have the money, I think, but
what is this?
He does it again. Why?
SG, no armor! Alright! MP5, no armor!
Somebody slide into my DMs and explain this to me, because I'm obviously confused. Why would you do this? Just buy a Deagle or something.
Okay.
And armor.
Smokes will go out for the A side. Denventer want to pull out a take. Antwerp do of the hold. Extra players here at a clean straight up for the Palace. 2 frags over. Already the side take shut down. Mosty did fall and trade to a good AK headshot, but the Molotov's there as well, forcing the players forward. That's going to get very dicey, very fast. Aggressor and Logdot do have the hold as the scout rings out. It's an MP9 under Palace and Dark, and it's going to grab the first kill. Make that 2. There's 1 player left, and he too goes down. The MP9 gets 3.
MP9 is such a nice gun to just farm money. He got 3 kills there, and now he's very rich. And he can save the MP9 if you want, because the players are not going to have armor. And we see that 2 players buy an AK here without the armor with it. Which is very risky to do, because without armor, even those MP9s are going to do massive damage, they're going to aim punch you, and there's going to be very hard duels to win. So I think it would be better just to buy armor and a pistol than an AK without armor.
They just, like, don't believe in armor. It's been a few months now. Poppers here to anchor the B side. Denver have their full stack there, and I think that's been smelt out as Antwerp start to rotate extra players over.
Do you know sometimes when you just start playing and you forget to buy armor, but you don't notice, and then you get into a duel, and then you get aim punch into oblivion, and then you forget. That's why you should buy armor, people, because it's a lot easier to play.
I just don't get it. Logdot doesn't either, though. He's picked up by Rotate. Aggressor will find the trade. That was cheeky from Tim to grab a kill with the P250. They won't be too upset about that. A positive trade as Popper plays beneath the exit from apartments, but he can't land anything with the UMP. It's over to the Deagle, but he's got the shots. A lot of damage through as Zamj opens up the site with the Glock, though it's not going great. Cortex has to find a response. The only player there is Cortex, and he doesn't have site control. He's just trying to work his way in, but the Cleo does find one head to rip off.
Oh.
That's Zamj to fall. Oh, the P250. That's not bad at all. They've regained control. It's only the AK, no armor on Epic.
Very nice from Cortex. He selected his angles. He only played one angle at a time. He does whiff the spray, but then he switches to his P250 and also gets the clean headshot. And now the bomb is stuck in a position, and Epic Q doesn't have the time to retrieve it. So it's going to be the 4th round. And especially a very nice performance from Cortex.
Oh,
And he will even get the last kill after the time.
500 gold. Gold? I've been
Gold.
casting a MOBA.
Oh,
500 in the bank account. That's rough.
We're League of Legends now.
I think he should buy GA.
Yeah.
Get that Resurrect going.
I've played 30 hours of League of Legends. That's the only knowledge I have about that game.
I can cast this round like it's League, but I shouldn't because it's a full buy.
Except for Epic Q, who is playing with a sad pistol.
He only had 500 gold.
Can we have an F in chat for Epic Q? And his sad pistol buy.
This Orf is watching Popper's position. Zamj, though, the Orfer is roasted by a spray. Very nicely done by Cortex, I think.
Yeah, it's a risky duel to take when an M4 gets an AWP, but it works out for him. Tags down Schmei. And this spam is gonna hit Cortex with the wall bang. And it's gonna be Lollipopper with his AUG that holds a cheeky angle 2 kills for him. Beautiful.
Wonderfully done. The AWP's been dropped so they can push. Or sorry, Zamj has the AWP, but he's been dropped back, so... Oh, he's flashed! My god! Popper, stop it! They don't deserve this, and the shoulder peak to bait out the AWP shot. Tim falls across the map to Logdot. And it's just Epic running away. Trying to work out if all that Fortnite money will buy him next round, but his bank account's looking a little bit dry.
He's gonna go for the save again, but it won't work out. He's gonna get intercepted by Musti, and that's gonna be the AWP dropped, and there's no money to buy a new AWP. And we'll see a buy coming out. It's not gonna be great. They're gonna have minimal utility, and also they're not gonna have any head armor. As Epic Q is not gonna have armor anyhow, which is interesting. It doesn't seem to believe in armor. But against these...
What is this? What is... Because, like, consistently they are refusing to buy armor in favor of getting an AK. And that's just counter to, like, literally everyone's Counter-Strike knowledge. This round, though, they get an opener. Mosty pushes forward, gets one on the trade. Glockdot chimes in as well, with an AWP bringing out from the anchor positions on stairs. He won't be able to land the flick, though. In close range, Tim is getting Cortex. keeping him isolated, but with the bomb dropped, it can't go his way. There's another kill, a 1v1 on the site. He can't frag Epic, but there is a flank coming through if he could just hold as Popper comes in with an AUG to even the round up and get 6-0 for the Lions.
Good play with that op. It's a difficult situation to get in when you get stuck at that stair with an op. So of course, armor doesn't really matter when you're playing against the op, so it was a slight advantage there. But in this case, it didn't work out. Again, we see EpicQ not buying armor. I think we should just call him and tell him that armor is important. Dark Hell is also playing without armor, which I don't know.
What is this?
Either they're reinventing the meta, or they
No, they're not winning. They're just wrong.
Just
You could reinvent the meta if you win, but they're not.
I mean, also just people in matchmaking even buy armor. So I'm really confused. Somebody,
They're
please.
your locals. You're the one that plays on the same
Yeah.
ESEA server as them. Explain it to me.
Well, everybody plays on the same ESEA service as me. But yeah, I'm ashamed of my region. I would have expected better. Next time, I'll buy armor for you. I go there, I'm gonna go to Deventer, I'm gonna tell them to buy armor.
Cortex did drop the bomb, but the other kills have been going against them, actually. If not for this bomb dropped on Cat, it will be an even round. Tim will cross out. Nicely done with the knife out to get past the AWP watching the angle. Popper's nearby. The flashbang in, but ladder room is where the player is, and he'll be able to get to safety. Oh my god, Robert barely survives that exchange, but he does, and Tim is there close. 2 kills back over, and the first round on the board for Denviter. No armor is the meta. I apologize for doubting him.
Is he gonna buy armor now, if you have money?
Yes, he has the money. He should buy armor.
Go buy armor! No! Why not?
What?
Why Dark Hell also had money? I'm so...
Yeah!
Please, somebody save us from this insanity. Why are they not buying armor? I mean, they won a round, and they're saving money, but...
I thought it was just a money-saving tactic, but...
Do they think it's casual that you get armor for free or something? I don't understand anymore.
Nobody understands. Ooh,
Oh, some
little
team
spam
damage.
there for Tim. Yeah. Cortex will be dropped down on the catwalk. Denviter are playing this round slow. It's for the first time in a while. They do have enough money to full buy, although they are still limited by the fact that if they lose this, it's a full reset.
Yeah, it's their economy is rough, and Aggressor is getting the entries on Dark Hell, who's trying to lurk in there, and that didn't work out, and now they have a man disadvantage.
Catwalk. Cortex is close against 2. I don't think he knows it. Now he does as the nades come through. Playing from the ladder room, he's dropped the bomb, and he'll play back. A flashbang to exit. Robert's close. He'll lose the trade duel against him. Now Tim gets one as well onto Mosty, and this looks dicey. The only B-side player left is Popper, should they decide to go there, but the forces in mid take a little while to do so, allowing Popper time to doubt himself, drift back and play a tight angle with this AUG from range. Robert again lands the headshot though, and the site is theirs.
EpicQ could have survived that if he had armor.
Oh,
because
that flick! Through like 8 boxes, he still landed the shot. Tim's got 13 HP.
Tim with low HP, but it's gonna be Robert that's getting all the headshots. 1v2 for Aggressor. He does have his M4, his trusty M4, and he does have 1 kill, but it's not enough. 4 kills for Robert as he secures the 2nd round for the Deventer forces.
Robert looked good.
Oh, we have a James Bond in the server. EpicQ is doing the James Bond cosplay.
0-0 and 7. This is KDA. And yeah.
Also, Dark Hell is his colleague at 888. So,
Yeah, those two, not buying armor and not winning fights. Weird how that's connected. Oh, my god!
Goodbye.
Pull that one up on replay. I don't think we can do that, but I wish we could!
He's not stopping.
He replayed it! He pulled it back out! Popper with 2 sick 1-digs over towards B on this eco. And now the Lions have worked the economy in their favor as Mosty falls to a USP over on the A site. And this looks ugly.
I only have one Dutch sentence to summarize this. I think all Dutch viewers will get this. Waar kijk ik naar? And yeah, it's just the deagles are being crispy, but Robert has not given up yet. He can aim, so he's looking to save the situation.
He got 4 kills last round. He'll find an opener here, and he is against Nico. So, like, as long as he's not surprised, it will still work out. He's finally taken down by an AWP from range. They can't shut down the last player. It will be all on Zamaj. If he can land these close range shots, it will go in his favor, but Mosty's sneaking forward with a deagle. I don't think Zamaj knows he's there. Surely this is an easy pickup. At point blank range, but he doesn't dare go for it. Zamaj gets the pick first. Now the deagle comes into play and he can't land the shot. After that many kills, Zamaj might be able to work it back. 18 seconds left on the clock though. He needs to start moving quickly. Otherwise Antwerp can just play for time, and that's what Mosty's trying to do. Drifting back around the pillars, now running away around the corner with 2 seconds to spare. It will go to Zamaj.
Oh, that's a hard one to lose for Mosty. Yeah, he had a good chance, but he couldn't connect the shot sadly, and then he was very much compromised because he had to play around these poles and it didn't work out for him. A third round for Dave the Forces. Once again, Robert saving the day. And nice smoke.
Rough Mosty. Aggressor will open up despite it though. Robert shut down the star player for the team, and it's a cleanup onto Tim as well. A bad 8-take. Samaj finds an answer. The hero of the last round gets Aggressor at range with his AWP, but pays for it with most of his HP, and Logdot's there as well. This looks rough.
Yeah, Smile with 2 HP. It does have the AWP, but combined the T's have 21 HP, which is not very amazing if you want to win against
I'll trust you. How should I be saying his name?
Who?
Samaj.
Smai or Smai. Just with Smai. It's not It's not a Dutch name. It's not pronounceable in Dutch. Smai. If you want to do that.
Well, he's gone down, so I don't need to worry about it anymore. And the hero is the anime boy himself, Dark Hell. Oh, he got armor! That's what that energy was about. I heard that in your voice. You were about to go, oh, he got armor.
Improvement.
But it doesn't matter.
They're getting there. I think by the time we're reaching half time, they'll all buy armor. I'm confident. Oh no, never mind. Our dreams are ruined again. No armor and 0-0-10. I see some sort of correlation developing here.
In the bag. And he doesn't buy armor.
Why? This is... You're just shooting yourself in the foot. Like, almost literally.
Yeah!
I
don't understand.
The AWP without armor is understandable, but an AK without armor...
That's the exact noise. Yep. Tim did get a kill, though. That was towards mid. Shutting down Mosty. Not bad at all. Shmai. Is that how I'm supposed to say it? Working his way over to it.
Smai.
Just
call it Smai.
I don't know about this one. Denver have mid control. Antwerp down a player. But yet, not much being done with it.
Dark Hell does have short control without the CTs knowing this, I think. Cortex is sort of ready for this, but I don't think he's going to be expecting that Dark Hell is going to be this close. So Dave the Forces is going to have a chance here if they get the kills, which...
Oh! He's obliterated the M4 one-tap headshot. Popper will go down and trade. This leaves Cortex all alone on the site. He'll get one, taking Epic down. Close range though, Robert has the trade up. This means Aggressor and Logdot need to work their way back in, but Logdot did drop the bomb. And all doing its good work. Robert survives the exchange, picks up the bomb and makes his way to site. Oh! Smash falls down though! Aggressor gets him, and it's all on Robert, the hero again. One AK frag to him, a headshot onto Aggressor, logged up with the AWP though, just holds window, and the Lions have their 8th round.
Poor Robert, he should his back must be hurting. He's top scoring in the entire match, even though his team is behind. He's dragging David the Forces across the finish line, but it's not enough in this round.
He's 13-9. The worst player on his team statistically is 0-0 and 11.
Aye, that's a rough scoreline. He did buy armor though. Epic Q still didn't get the memo yet, but Dark Hell is getting there. He did buy armor, so that might save it in the end.
Logdot's bullied out of mid. Robert wants to play forward and deal with him, but you can see Cortex pushing out instead towards the cat. Good control of mid from Deventer. They're completely in control of it now.
Oh,
Nicely
saved
done. Robert's got another. 2 kills over. Mosty will answer back from the A site, but that's only one. It's got to be this cat play from Cortex, but it is 3 kills. Quickly picked up. And the last player alive is Shmi. Shmai.
Let's just call him Smai. Let's just call him Smai.
Smai. See, the problem is that's not what the letter Z does in my head.
Well, the combination ZM is not even possible in Dutch. I'm improvising here. I'm like challenging my inner Eastern European.
Well, if you're Chinese, then it's a J.
But yeah, I don't think he's Chinese though. I mean, he does have an animal.
His profile picture is some Chinese cartoons. That's all I'm saying. Tim will get logged on. Tim has been doing quite well as well.
Yeah, he's been good at opening up mid, which is important. And now they have a lot of control, but they lost
he's a
apps.
ladder? Oh, it doesn't matter. Mosty will go down. Nicely done. A 1-1 trade.
But Lollipopper is all the way back in T-spawn. So he can intercept the bomb and even flank A, which he's doing.
Why is he here?
Because he pushed apps and nobody noticed. So it's going to be a very strange A take for the T's here.
Aggressor's got one. Back of the site. Doesn't need the flank. He's just got an AUG and a ranged duel. Name 2 things that go better together. I dare you. As it's 10-3 Antwerp.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, they had some nice mid control. Timp, I mean, got a very good entry. But the flank was just too strong. And it didn't work out. We see a 0-0-12 on Epic Q. Which is rough. And Moosty has filled this smoke a couple times now.
Darkhell got a kill though.
Oh yes, he's no longer... the secret agent team has been split up now.
This secret agency's only big enough for the one of us. Logdot found a frag in mid though. Darkhell's redemption is quite swiftly shut down. Nice Molotov will force Robert out from that position underneath the window, or it should. He anchors it. Oh, the no-scope! Logdot! You've got to be kidding me! That landed!
The quick
He wants to pick up the kill as well. Oh, that's gross.
This cheeky angle next to the van has like worked 5 times already. David the Forces doesn't seem to be ready for it, and is netting the CT's a free kill. And when you're playing alone, you can't trade that, so it's basically a free man disadvantage, or man advantage for the other team, I must say. And then now David is trying to regroup, maybe go somewhere, and then we'll see what happens.
Bombs down over in the apps. Logdot grabs a kill in mid. They know where Epic Q is. They shut down Robert in mid. And it's just one man, one mission to get a frag in this game.
Will he do it by the end? Can we get some predictions? Will he get a frag by the end of the game? I think he will. He's not gonna stay a secret agent for the entire game, right? I'm confident.
Popper. You know what? You see how when he got shot there, his aim just like jerked up? Because he almost couldn't control where his crosshair was the second he started getting shot.
Also, the M4A1AS does a lot more damage against unarmed opponents because it
doesn't... But I was gonna like move the conversation towards why he might want to buy armor, you know, gradually and slow, not like keep a whole bunch of reasons on him all at the same time.
I mean, there's a reason people buy armor. Let's keep it at that. It's not like...
I don't get it.
Robert is he's very on point today.
You know, he's carrying the game, absolutely. Cortex will have to rotate in, but Mosty's anchoring quite well. 3 kills, 4 kills now on the site. single-handedly shutting down what looked to be a promising push. The Forces go 3-12 on their T side.
Yeah, it's a rough half again. I think David showed some life. They won some clutches, and that's important. Especially Robert is looking hot. He's performing decently, even though his team is being slaughtered, which is always hard.
Yeah,
And
better KD than a lot of players opposing him. Well, better kills.
And maybe
15-1,
maybe
not bad at all.
one or two other players of David the Forces can come alive on the CT half, maybe they have a chance, because at least there's some fragging going on. It's just that Dark Hell and Epic Q are very struggling, and I don't...
They're not buying armor. I hate to harp on... Well, I don't hate to harp on it. I know it's boring that we're harping on it, but I literally just don't understand it.
It's so strange. It's like, why don't their teammates just tell them to buy armor? Don't they notice? Or are they just insisting on not buying armor or something? I'm just very confused. Maybe we should stop about it, because it's not very interesting to listen to. But just, why? So many questions, too few answers.
Dark Hell buys literally nothing on this round. The Deagle coming out from Epic. Those are the only two weird buys over on the Forces. Full armor Glock with some nades over on Aggressor. An answer from Antwerp.
Oh, nice.
All those nades shut down. Good invade pushing through on that underpass from Tim. He'll get two. Nicely done as Popper falls as well. The bomb from Antwerp does go over to A and answer. There are 4 players towards B, which means that the A hold is entirely on the hands of Shmi. He needs to do good work. Smaji at the back of the site will be able to land the headshots, and Roberts rotated in for a pick on the lock duck. And this leaves Mosty all alone. But what's changed?
It's gonna be Davinder looking right into a pistol round win, and that's gonna be very useful in starting what might be a comeback, but it's not all over yet. Musti is still alive, and he has a kill on Epic Q that just walks into his crosshair. He decides not to go for the Deagle, which is a reasonable choice. And then he's gonna take this duel, almost win it, and it's getting very uncomfortable here.
Yeah, close range. Finally gets shut down. Devonshire do get their 4th round of the game. This gives them a lead as well. They should be able to convert that into at least one more win.
And yeah, we'll see what Antwerp does. I think the meta is now to not buy anything, which they will do, which I respect. So they're not too confident. They're not like feeling like they can just win with the force, and they're just ecoing, using that advantage, and that's a good sign. Because forcing, because you want to try like force the end of the game, usually doesn't work very well. And we'll see that a very light stack towards A, which is unfortunate because all the pistols are going there.
The Deagle spamming at range forces Smash all the way back here. He will finally be shut down. Aggressor able to rush him. Mosty getting a frag as well with that Deagle onto Tim. The Antwerp side get a full plant and 2 kills. This is a rough retake to attempt. Not impossible. CT's work their way in. Dark Hell gets very close on the side and will be counter-fragged instantly though, because he still didn't buy armor. Epic does get his first kill of the game though. Answering it from stairs. Robert tries to work his way out, picking up a Deagle and trade for that UMP. He's got a smoke as well. This is more than doable as he'll stick the bomb. Epic pushes forward with the distracting fire, buying a lot of time. Half time left. There's the flash. Oh, he can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very interesting situation there. It was a 10-second defuse, which is really long. 10 seconds doesn't sound that long, but when you're sitting there in that smoke, cleansing your butt cheeks with that defuse, it's very long.
Literally, he couldn't let that defuse go because they would have lost, so he just had to stick it.
And they lost anyway, sad life.
Only by like 3 seconds, though.
Sorry?
Only by like 3 seconds, though.
Yeah, it was
the right
very
play.
close, but it was a nice attempt. It was a very brave attempt. Usually people just give up, and then they would have lost anyway, so... Nice try from them. Sadly, that is a loss against almost full pistols.
What is Smaji doing? Getting fragged. Tries to walk through a palace, instantly shut down as a result. Popper able to open that up.
I think he's trying to create some opportunities for himself, but it didn't work out for him.
Darkel runs through a smoke. Stewie 2K. Burned down. Mosty will grab a headshot as well onto Epic. And now things look dicey. One player on each site. Tim has lurked his way over to a ramp. I think Logdot just spotted him. He did, but the AWP shot goes wide. It doesn't matter. Aggressor's there for the answer. And it's all on Robert. 1v5, but what else has changed as he lands a sick little headshot to open things up? The Deagle and AK are there.
Robert is the player to have in a clutch right now, but he doesn't seem too keen on actually clutching. He also doesn't have a kit, which is basically a guarantee that he's gonna save this. And then...
Aggressor will go down. Cortex at close range. Tim is complaining in the chat because he landed a 5-7 headshot and wasn't able to get the kill.
I think, yeah, it's a very interesting discussion.
Oh my god, Robert! He doesn't know about the apps player, but he's got two. Logdot, don't peek him! He's on fire! He's playing aim training!
Yeah, people are confused about the 5-7, which is reasonable because the thing is with the 5-7 is that it has a very high armor pen, but it doesn't have that high damage. So in some situations it can happen that the USPS will do more damage with a headshot against an unarmored player than a 5-7, which can be very counterintuitive.